Bet Online is your number one source for all your summer sports this season, from the MLB, golf, NBA, and NHL playoff stats. All the latest stats, news, and scores available from your favorite teams. Get all the latest odds, lines, including the latest team matchups, player props, and odds on just about every sport out there. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to get into the action. Bet Online, where the game starts.
Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that?
I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your chain for the championship. Fucking on town, duck down. Falcons pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy and you probably smell the crooked referees or Roger Goodell. Yeah, money like this and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like this and I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
All right, shout out to the mighty Who Dat Nation, man, representing the great Saint think tank. We up in this thing. Big ups to the fam. Shout out to you guys. And like I've been saying for some time now, welcome, welcome, welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports fam. Fam, what's popping? How y'all doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing pretty good as we are getting one more day to that weekend. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's been a pretty busy week for me, but I'm glad it's getting toward the end. Shout out to the fam, man, that's around the area. We're supposed to be getting some really rough weather tonight, so you guys kind of dig in and just be careful, man. Matter of fact, it's supposed to be pretty rough raining tonight into tomorrow and Saturday too. So before last weekend, we had a pretty beautiful weekend. Now we're gonna get some rain, and rain is needed, to kind of keep things balanced. So big ups to the fam, man. Please feel free to smash that like button as you're coming in. Family members listening by way of Facebook, salute to you guys. Please hit the like button. Instagram, shout out to the gram, hit the like button, and Twitter. Please feel free to not only hit the like button, but also feel free to give us a retweet. We're in here, man. We're talking about we heard ad nauseum. Shout out to my dog, Randolph from the Keeping It Real podcast, him and Coach Rock. Shout out to them. I want you guys to support what Coach Rock got going on, man. I think it's very positive. He has the camp going on. I'm gonna be posting that flyer to the websites as well as to the platform community sections, because I think that's a pretty very worthy endeavor what Coach Rock is doing with his fundamentals of football camp that's coming up on June the 29th. And I just appreciate what the brothers doing for the youngsters, man. You know, if you got children, and I got I ain't got young boys. My boys are big, but 14 and going to be 15 this week. Matter of fact, well, actually, yeah, coming up soon, 15 next week early, and this week, so 15 and 16-year-olds. So my boys have gotten up there, but in the end, man, you got to give a lot of attention to our youngsters, man. Not only just our boys, but also our girls. They need attention, man. So as parents, there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's probably on another show. I talk more about this, man, because we need to have discussions. I don't like a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing. Some of these weird ass videos pop up on my feed. I'm not really a guy to be paying attention to a lot of that kind of stuff because I'm always busy doing something. But I don't like these weird ass, what's the term, soft ass people that's trying to tell people about women. And I think these people are not the right representatives for men and some of these ladies out here. I mean, I think it's the wrong image to be portraying, man. I think it's not enough discussion and counterbalancing that, and also attacking the stuff that's coming out to make people look bad. I think that needs to be a focal point as opposed to people looking at each other and pointing at each other. You need to start aiming your ass up, that thing up a little bit more, because they got some strings around here. Start paying attention to where them strings come from, and that's the thing. But anyway, shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all, man. I just wanted to give Coach Rock a shout out. My dog Randolph from the Keeping It Real podcast. I was on the stream last night. We was talking about the black and gold. That's why I didn't really do a stream last night. Also, shout out to Coach Roney, who's the wife of my dog Big Low. Marley Mall, shout out to my dog Marley Mall. We sat down and we talked yesterday. Coach Roney and Big Low was in town vacationing. So, I went out there and seen the brother and we kicked it. Shout out to my boy Hoodie. He was also on the stream as well. So I just want to give props and credit due, man, to the community, for putting in that work, man. So shout out to you guys, man. Appreciate you guys and for what you do and how you do. But anyway, not going to talk about too much about who we got to play. Y'all know who we got to play. We got the people up front. The schedule's on the screen. Y'all had an opportunity to digest it fully. Shout out to Brother Kyle T. Mosley in the Saints News Network. He sent me the schedule before anybody had it. He sent it to me, and shout out to that brother. Appreciate him, what he got going on too. So I like a lot of great people, man. I just respect them so much. We have a good, talented group of people around us. I think this is by far the best of that I've seen of the Saints community, man. Really it is, man. A lot of thrivingness. And, I've been doing it for a while, so I've been seeing a lot of really good people when they do good content, but they are really good people. That just doubly special. But yeah, he sent me the schedule. I was able to dissect it, look at it, and did some research on some of this, kind of refresh myself on some of these people that they picked up. And of course, we know that this comes with a certain level of, I guess you could say it comes with a certain level of, unpredictability. We don't know exactly how some of this stuff is going to work. Some of these guys, we play some of these teams. Some of these guys are ultimately more than likely going to be hurt, if you play them, and, things are different. But looking at it, I wanted to give two spanned views of the prediction, and I really don't want to get one, but people was asking me, Q, you got to do a prediction on it. It's what you do. You've been doing stuff like this for years, and I won't do it this year. I mean, I will do it this year, despite the fact that how I feel about what the Saints have been done in off season. I always tell people, because we go through this every year, and I don't want everybody get like a yearly amnesia, like we never been here before. We've been here before. We've seen this before. And I just want everybody to remember, order for the Saints to win. Certain things have to unlock and release so that we can get beyond where we were last year. Because really, like I said, a lot of the failures that happened to us were self-inflicted. The Green Bay loss was self-inflicted. The Minnesota loss was self-inflicted. Wasn't prepared, wasn't ready to play. The first Atlanta loss was self-inflicted. Pick six and dumb play calling, no leadership in different intervals. Sorry play on the offensive line, inconsistency everywhere. Then we were dogged by fractures in the locker room because of players losing respect and belief and faith, rather, in the head coach. You know, that type of stuff happens, and you cannot ignore that. You have to face that. I don't know how people look at stuff, man. It's like the team is led by this guy. The guy is if the guy how, you think he's magically going to get these Lucky Charm ass abilities and turn the team around and take them to the Super Bowl, or is that this how that works? Also, it's like back in the day, I guess back in the day when JFK got his issue in Dallas, people would believe the magic bullet, like a magic bullet was bouncing around in his body. we a lot more sophisticated than that. You just can't tell us anything. Where's your facts? Where's this? Where's that? Did you fix this? Did you do that? That's the type of stuff. That's how we operate. We can't just be out here doing it and looking at it like in dumb faith. That don't work, man. That's a waste of time. But the way I see it is, man, I see it two ways, and I'm gonna explain it today in the show. I'm not gonna hold you guys for long because I'm kind of tired, man. I had a busy day yesterday, and today, matter of fact, it's been a busy week for me, period. But I'm gonna look at it in two ways. One way I'm gonna look at it is if the Saints magically fix these issues, they did what they needed to do and handled the business. I'm gonna look at it, I'm gonna give you my account on that, and also if they didn't. So it's two different ways depending on the direction of what the team at the top, the leadership at the top, and had they able to iron out a lot of this stuff, because you can't iron out fractures in a team by particularly trying to trade one of your best players who lost faith in the team because of what he's seen. See, that's a big part you got to forget. So we're going to trade him. That's going to magically heal up the locker room. Ain't going to work, bro. They got other people there, still there, that you can't trade, that you counting on. I won't name no names, but for those who know, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, shout out to the fan. Appreciate each and every last one of y'all. Louisiana man, DJ Twigger, Dana, Josh, Young City, Cartel Bro, Bo, shout out to you, St. Doug, Torres Shepard Sr., KT, Argentina Dogo. Let's see, my boy Hoodie. What's up, Hoodie? Robert, bro. What's up, brother Robert? Tuck, shout out to you. How you doing, Tuck? All right, J Rock, how you doing, fam? 504 code says Q. We should be 10-7, bro. If not, we have to move on from D. I think that's true. And I've said that if Dennis Allen wants to keep his job, he has to get the Saints into the playoffs. It's as simple as that. Another 9-playoff year, it will spell him being fired. They can't protect him. You can't have 4 years straight of 9 playoff wins, and then you're setting up there. It's nobody else to fire. You don't fire the offensive coach. You're going to turn around and fire the defensive coach. See, the problem is you can't really fire the defensive coordinator because he the one calling the plays. So he don't really buy himself any cushion. He can't fire the special teams. You see what I'm saying? There's nobody else. It's him. So he has to be able to get the team get them there. All right. What's up, Terrence? How you doing, sir? Appreciate you. What's good? Appreciate you. All right. Oh, you finally able to catch one. I appreciate you being here, bro. Appreciate all y'all, man. Much love. Always got to give the family members. T-Rob, how you doing, sir? Inevitable. Good to see you. New Orleans native. Big ups, fam. Appreciate you for being in here as well. Got to give everybody a shout out, man. You know how I rock. What's up, Rel? Relly, is that Relly? Okay, Relly says 11-6 play calling on offense should make us at least 2 games better than last year. Thank you, fam. What's up, Ross the boss? How you doing, brother? Appreciate you for being in the building. All right, brother Thomas, shout out to you. Says, as long as D is here, I can't call it Q. And see, a lot of people, listen, fam, let me tell y'all something. Don't y'all buy into none of the bullshit. Y'all know how strong I am with this stuff, and I got a reason why I'm like this, because I've seen a lot of stuff. oftentimes is the team's best propaganda, and is winning. If you're winning and you have an all out effort, or if you lose but you give an all out effort, people can live with that. They can live with that. They don't like, if you're going to represent somebody, you have to play all out, give it your all. And if you lose, that's because the other team was better. People can go for that. They can say, man, the Saints played their ass off. They just lost by, whatever. But they was giving it they all. It just wasn't good enough that Sunday. We understand that. But when you have the opposite effect, that don't sit well. You can't, like I said, you got to remember, this ain't no bottom dwelling ass situation as a head coach or a team to have. You were a stacked team when Coach Payton left. You were one or two players, some people believe, from making the playoffs. You go backwards the first year under Dennis Allen. You go a little further. You go better than he's ever done with 9 wins, but still no playoffs. And of course, in the third year, this is the year where he has to show what he has what he can do, and that means playoffs. He has to get the team in the playoffs. And see, I would like playoffs in the win, but for Mickey Loomis say for him to get in the playoffs would be good enough for him to keep his job, just to make the playoffs. Now you can get in there and get your ass tore out the frame, but in the end, just to get there, that's good enough. We went and we took him. He went up to the playoffs. He's coming on back. So I mean, in the end, that's what you want the Saints. You want the Saints to get in the playoffs and be competitive. I mean, it's what you can ask for. But yeah, it's a portion of that game. Yeah. He said, yeah. No. He says he's gonna call. No, I ain't gonna call you that, bro. I understand you, bro. You got a lot of passion. I'm talking about the passionate family members out there. But I'm speaking like this. I'm saying I want y'all to be mindful of what the team is. And I don't want you guys to lose sight of why the Saints are losing, right? I want y'all to remember that when they're making these moves, when they're practicing, doing all this stuff, and keep these things in the back of your mind while you observe this team throughout the year. And like I said, I just recommend kind of tempering your expectations and kind of not getting too over emotional, because they're prone to let you down. We've been an emotional roller coaster under Dennis Allen and some points under Peyton, but under Dennis Allen, it has been really something, man. I've never seen some stuff happen like I've seen it happen under Dennis Allen. The whole the Falcon debacle with him he never practiced, and he never in his life ever apologizes to the Who Dat Nation when he has these horrible losses, but he gets his ass up there and apologizes to the Falcons and throw his own team under the bus. Never seen that before. Not from my team. And that part of the game, I will never forget that. And there's a lot of players on that team that won't forget that either. That's a big part of the game, man. But like I said, just consider that. Just remember some of those things. KT says, Q, I have confidence in Kubiak, but Dunk the Clown is the head coach. Milk Toast Son is our and it's a way to do this, man. And listen, I really do think there is success here, but you're putting a lot on Kubiak, and I'm not saying he can't do it, but we'll see, man. I like Clint Kubiak. I think he's serious, but I know this team. I know this goddamn team. I know this coaching staff. I know what they got going on. And Kubiak, he's new to the building, and can he kind of fit some of those holes, man? I sincerely hope so, because I really don't want to see another 9 playoff year from the black and gold, man. We've been through enough. I want them to win, but I want them to, handle their business, bro. Handle the business. All right. Shout out to you, man. Good to see you. Tori says just on the weekend now. Okay, you talking about job. Yeah, Tori, good to see you, brother. All right, Rory says, what's up, Q? It's been a while, brother. Yeah, shout out to you, my brother. Appreciate you, brother Rory. All right, KT says, Q, Slick Mickey ran from, yeah, I seen him up in there. He was trying to get that. He was talking about, I wanted a damn turkey. I was trying to tell him I'm a vegetarian. I eat clam chowder all day. I don't worry about no goddamn now. I ain't worried about that. Yeah, Mickey said he wasn't trying to tussle with you, KT. Mark says Saints have the players to win enough games to get to the playoffs. If not, Allen needs to go because they have good players. Indeed. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you, man. All right, Tuck says weapons wise, we seem a wide receiver short or two. Yeah, and we're gonna talk about that because the Saints were looking at getting another wide receiver. They were actually looking at Marquez Valdez Scantling. I don't know if you guys were, and remember, Scantling was a guy that the Saints attempted um to get at a couple of years ago before he went to Green Bay. But before he got signed to the Bills, the Saints were interested in trying to bring Marquez to New Orleans, and he decided to go away both times. And this is from Jordan Schultz. He had the tweet on it that MVS fielded interest from several other teams, including the Saints and Chargers, before opting to go with the Bills. So the Saints tried to go after another wide receiver, and this would have been a good signing. You know, we know what Scantling can do, man. He's a big wide receiver, big body receiver. He would have been a nice compliment to Chris Olave and guys like that. So didn't work out, man, but they did at least try, you know, to look at another veteran there. So anyway, back to the schedule, fam. Let's kind of delve at this thing and the direction. Of course, the week 1 matchup we got set up, we know it's September the 8th against the Carolina Panthers. That's an interesting match that'll be at home. And what's really interesting is that they, you know, the home away, they doing that thing with us again. They doing it early. Like, you know, the first 6 games of the season, man, we, you know, the first, 8, 9 games away, you know, 5 of those are away games. So that's going to be a challenge for the Saints to see exactly how they can put it all together. But the first matchup to open the year is against Carolina. Carolina's a team didn't have a lot of wins last year, and they did spend a lot of money getting their offensive line together. They did have some solid drafting, putting some stuff together there. I think Brooks, the running back, is there. They got the tight end there. They brung the free agency. They got the big offensive guards, Hunt and the other fellow that they put there for the interior purposes to run the ball and protect Bryce Young. Steve Canellis, who is the former QB whisperer of Baker Mayfield, and what's the brother from the Seahawks? Damn, his name. I just about to call his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. And he helped these guys turn their games around, and Carolina, I think they made the good choice on getting Canellis to be the QB whisperer for Carolina. But, you know, they got some other stuff going on. They got some nice pieces there. They're a very young team, but we can't sell them short. Now, in both of the ways I'm looking at it here, and I'm going to start off with the Saints on their games view, right? And then I'm going to go the opposite way. And I'm going to need somebody in the chat to keep a tally. Matter of fact, I better keep a tally of my damn I'd be having people confused. But with that September 8 game against Carolina, I'm going to have to mark that down as a win for the black and gold. You know, we're going to start off with the good side. Let's go good first and we'll go bad second. How about that? Okay, cool. All right, so that September 8 game, I'm going to say the Saints get the W over Carolina. I think the Saints come out at home. You know, like I said, if they're doing everything they're supposed to be doing, that means that they found a way to establish an identity in training camp, and they're running the football because that, like I said, that's the strongest run we have. It's still a question mark of how Taysom Hill will be employed in Clint Kubiak's system. A lot of people think that he'll be used more like a Kyle Juszczyk, and I would be for that. I would tell you the God honest truth. I was saying that when they first sounded like, man, he needs a Juszczyk in this system, and Taysom Hill could, you know, potentially be a Kyle Juszczyk type fullback. And he's played fullback before. Y'all remember games where they had Taysom in there blocking for Elvin Kamara running the ball. So you know, he could potentially do that. And then of course they got the fullback there as well that we brought in who used to play for the Chargers. He's on there. He's also a guy that you could use in a similar way. I don't think out of Prentice, he's a fossil. You know, he's an old school style north-south fullback. You need guys with duality, you know, to play that type of position. And I think the Saints have enough to beat Carolina to open up the season in the dome. Okay, so that's a W. The next matchup in week two's action against the hated Dallas Cowboys, our biggest rival going west. We will take on Dak Prescott and what they got going on there. And listen, even though they brought Zeke Elliott and all these guys, Tony Pollard's no longer there. There's a lot of question marks surrounding Dallas. Their defense is still looked at as a pretty solid unit. And Dak Prescott, he's a regular season MVP. He does it all in the regular season, but boy, he can't do a damn thing in the playoffs. But in that second matchup right there, going out to Dallas to take them on at noon, I was kind of thought that might be a late game, but they'll be battling them at noon in Texas, out there. I'm about to say Texas Stadium, Jerry's World rather. It's going to be interesting, but I'm going to have to say, like I say, if the Saints do what they're supposed to do, I don't think Dallas is all that, even though I know CeeDee Lamb's a bad boy. And we got the secondary to deal with them. I think that, with guys like Carl Granderson and let's say Chase Young is healthy and he's ready to contribute, I think we can get Dallas in that one. So I'm gonna give that a win right there on the good side of things. We're gonna get it that. So that's Saints 2-0 right now. And like I said, Dallas is not a juggernaut as they used to be, man. They're not the same team. All right. Shout out. What's up, Lo? Shout out to my dog, Lo, man. Appreciate the super chat, bro. He says, I need the Saints to win 8 games. Nah, Lo, we might. Yeah. Well, I know you are the biggest Dennis Allen supporter on the planet, but I also think that the New Orleans Saints, with their minds right and them following the system and running the football, that we can get something going. Thank you, Lo. Appreciate the super chat, my brother. Thank you, man. Shout out to you and Coach Roney, man. Much love. All right, so I think that's a win, fam. I'm gonna give the Saints a win because, like I said, Dallas ain't the juggernaut they used to be. They're not. They're not the juggernaut they used to be. I know my dog Law Nation ain't gonna like me saying that, but we'll talk to him on week number 2. All right, September the 22nd, baby, at noon, week 3. Now, I ain't even going to Jalen Hurts. If Jalen Hurts is playing in that game, and I know the Philadelphia Eagles struggled last year, I'm going to have to say this is going to be a loss for the Saints. Well, then again, it depends, too, on if the Saints can kind of wrangle in Jalen Hurts. But the Saints have not beaten the Eagles with Jalen Hurts since he's been there. They did get a win when he was hurt, and what's his name? Gardner Minshew was the quarterback, and we were able to get a victory over them then. But if Jalen Hurts is right there, I don't think the Saints get the W against the Eagles. I'm gonna mark that down as an L right there. I'm gonna give them an L on that one, man. I don't think they're gonna beat the Eagles. All right, week 4, we get a matchup on the road in the Mercedes-Benz Dome. We going up and see Big Lo, going to see his squad up there. Lo gonna be in the building watching the Saints in that matchup. And remember, the last time we went up there to play the Falcons, as Brother Jerry calls them, we should have won that contest, man. I think Derek Carr got caught up. He threw that pick 6 right there that kind of just really gave Atlanta the energy when Jesse Bates, we had a phenomenal season, by the way, for the Falcons last year. Jesse Bates, they spent a lot of money on him, and they got a good return. Jesse Bates was awesome, man. He caught that pick 6 on Derek Carr, and it was the easiest pick 6 you can ever see. The only thing Jesse did was read his eyes to the ball. I mean, he never took his eyes off of him. He just stared him down, and Jesse said, this dude is really going to do this, and he did do it, and Jesse jumped right in front of him, picked it, and took it to the house. And then Derek Carr caught up with him and said, hey, man, congratulations for pick 6 and me and helping, just crazy people, man. You don't congratulate the man during the game for pick 6, and what kind of foolishness is this? But anyway, I'm going to have to say, man, in that matchup going up to Atlanta, after coming off the loss to Philly, it's going to be one of those situations where we lose at home to Philly. We got 2 road games, and where things could get a little messy and musty if for the Saints don't get the dub up against Atlanta. So I don't anticipate the Saints sweep, and I love to say they sweep the Falcons, but I say they're going to probably split with the Falcons, and more than likely, I would prefer for them to beat the Falcons at home than to beat them on the road, because I don't want the Falcons beating us in our building. It's a little easier when we lose to them on the road. So I'm gonna have to give that September the 29th game a loss by the black and gold. And then, of course, the next matchup is October the 7th. We take on the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs lost a few people, but boy, did they, man, let me tell you something. The Chiefs, man, they had a phenomenal draft, man. Let me tell you something, man. You want to talk about speed, and they didn't really do a lot to do it. They just was just draft masters this past draft. They had a very good draft. And what I mean by that is they picked up chief players, like players that perfectly fit the scheme of what they want them to do. And they got guys that's what's his name? Worthy, wasn't that what's his name? What's his name? Xavier Worthy. And Worthy, I think he was the fastest 40-time runner in combine history. Y'all remind me in the chat if you know what I'm saying. Y'all throw that in the chat on it. I think that could be messy right there. So I don't think we're going to get the Atlanta game. We're going to go up there to KC. That's a tough game. That's going to be a night game, October the 7th game. I don't know. That's going to be a tough one. I'm going to have to say that's a loss right there for the black and gold. So right now we 2-3 right now, right? Okay, we already in October. We fire up week 6 against the Tampa Bay Skunkaneers, as I like to call them. And I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers matchup, the Saints rebound in this one. I think the Saints get the victory. I think the Saints come back home to familiar surroundings. I think we get back to running the football against this team. Remember, Vita Vea, I know he lost a ton of weight and all this kind of stuff, and they got a few pieces there from the defensive side that they lost. They picked up a few people in free agency. We know that that's week 6 in there, so you start seeing teams kind of gel a bit. But I also think that the Saints, with Clint Kubiak starts, his offense start cooking there. And we really, because remember, another thing is too, it usually take them like a month to a month and a half to see what goes on. Most of the time it's a month for us to really start seeing if they know what they're doing. So like you get them, because in the preseason, you won't see very much. You'll see these people here or there. You might see a couple of glimpses of them in practice, but really it takes like at least a month for them to have a live game experience going on, those guys, that collection of people out there on the field at the same time. And you really start seeing after those 4 weeks, things start happening and they start figuring out what they need to do to win some of these games and relying on their strong suits. So I think the Saints beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think they get to run in the game, running the ball. And listen, I think the defense for the Saints is going to be a top 10 defense. I wouldn't be surprised this year if the Saints is a top 5 defense if they stay healthy. I know I've already anticipated, I predicted that Lattimore will more than likely get traded between June 1st and the start of the season. You know, so they'll be relying on cornerbacks like Kool-Aid McKinstry once he's healthy, or Will Harris, who the Saints signed to a 1-year deal, who could play a little corner for him, perhaps in safety for him. So he's a veteran commodity that he can do what they got to do. But despite that, I still think the Saints up front with the additions of Chase Young, along, you know, helping out Carl Granderson, Cam coming off the bench as the situational guy, and then Willie Gay beating out Pete Werner for the linebacker position gives them a very fast and excellent linebacker who can cover tight ends, that can move around. And I think the Saints interior defensive line, with the addition of Christian Boyd and the maturation of Brian Bresee, I think interiorly the Saints stop people from running the ball. We won't have all that gashing going on because those big guys going to keep the linebackers clean for most of the year where they can move around and do some stuff. And I anticipate in the dome against Tampa Bay, I think the Saints get the victory against them. So with that being said, so where am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that will put the Saints at 3-3 right there, fam. So we keeping it going. All right. And then, of course, Sean Payton. Coach Payton returns October the 17th. It's a Thursday game. It's going to be a primetime matchup. Payton returns to the dome in which he built over the last 20 years, all the success that he's had here. Coach Payton brings his excellent offensive system into the Superdome with a young team to try to take on the Saints. And I think that the Saints will beat Sean Payton on that Thursday night. You know, some of these games, and I used to say back in the days, on Thursday night games, I always anticipate like some of the primetime games, the Saints would step up. But for this team, it's a certain degree of it's going to be a certain degree of urgency over the top of the team because you know, and you would think that that will kind of promote the head coach to kind of do things a little differently. But I do think that'll be a good matchup of systems. Like we'll see Clint Kubiak's system up against Sean Payton's system. And that'll be interesting. It could be very well a shoot up. I know Bo Nix is supposed to be the guy. He'll be the quarterback there and he'll be a rookie. And I think we should be able to take advantage of that. If he remains there, I think they count on Bo Nix. Bo Nix is a very experienced college quarterback. He played as much time as he could play in college, but the pro game level is a little different. He'll be 6-7 weeks into the season. So I still say if you put up a rookie against the Saints defense and they're healthy and they're firing off all cylinders, I'm gonna take the Saints defense any day. So I'm gonna say the Saints beat Peyton on his get back game. So the Saints go up to 4-3 right there after taking down Peyton. So right now we're on a little mini streak. We beat Tampa Bay on October the 13th. We took out the Sean Payton, paid him back for leaving and gave him a L as he leaves up out the building. We shut his little celebration down. Shout out to him though, Coach Payton though. And then of course we moved to October the 27th. We got the Chargers matchup. That's going to be on the road. We're going to see Harbaugh, Michigan Harbaugh. And man, that's probably going to be a tough one, fam, going out there to take on the Chargers and Justin Herbert. Harbaugh going to have his defense. But I know it's going to be an interesting contest. I'm going to give this one to the Chargers. I think the Chargers going to beat the Saints out there October the 27th. I think Harbaugh's defense is there. Justin Herbert, they have the offense rolling. Not saying our defense can't stop anything, but I think when sometimes it comes down to a coach battle, head coach battle, strategy battle between the minds of the team. And I think Harbaugh will get that victory right there over us. So right there, that puts us as 1, 2, 3, 4. We're 4-4. Am I right? 4? Yep, we 4-4. Okay, so we 4-4 right now. All right, November the 3rd, we go up to Carolina to take on the Panthers noon. I'm going to say the Saints will win that game over Carolina. No disrespect to my boys, Dave and Rashad. I think Carolina will be a better team. I just don't think, they won like 2 games last year. Was it 2 games? Couldn't be more than 2, maybe 1 or 2 games. I forget. But I think they're a better team. I just probably think they're about 7 wins, 6 or 7, maybe 8 at the highest for Carolina. But I do think the Saints sweep Carolina this year. And that's the only team I think the Saints sweep from the NFC South is Carolina. That's the just to keep it $1.15 with you. So we'll put a W there. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're 5-4 right now. We're 5-4 as we keep it moving. Then we play up against them funky Falcons coming up on week number 10. Now, like I said, September the 29th, week 4, I said Carolina got the victory there because I believe we split with the Falcons. Now, it could change depending on how bad the Falcons look with Kirk Cousins there, but we've seen Kirk Cousins in Minnesota, and Kirk Cousins have been a guy that's given the Saints problems in that system. Now, with him being there, how different does he look? And I'm pretty sure when you give a guy $180 million, you're gonna pick his mind on what you was doing that you like, Kurt. You're gonna want to appreciate to him and kind of say what you want. So I'm anticipating Kirk Cousins to be a terrible quote. If he's healthy at this point and he's into week number 10, it's going to be an interesting game. But I think the Saints, like I said, and people, you could flip-flop it, but I think that the Saints split with the Falcons this year. We split with them last year. We shouldn't have split with them last year. But they're not going to sweep the Saints. It's either we are going to sweep them or we're going to split with them, and I don't think we sweep them this year. I think we split with the Falcons. And I think the home game of the 2 games will be where the Saints get the victory, and I think that will be that matchup. So we are currently on a 2-game winning streak now. We beat Carolina. We took care of them for the rest of the year. We are now done with Atlanta at week number 10. And right now we standing up here at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're 6-4. Okay, so we all right. We're 6-4. All right, and right before we hit the bye week, we got some work to do. We got a matchup with Jameis's team, the Browns. Now, it's very possible that Jameis could be quarterback in this Cleveland club coming into the Superdome. It could be very possible as Jameis, because we know Deshaun Watson has a problem with staying healthy. So either he starts the year, and by week 11, he haven't proven to us since he's been up there that he can stay healthy. So it's a very good possibility that Jameis could be quarterback in that Cleveland club in week 11, which would be interesting. Either way, if it's Deshaun Watson or Jameis Winston, it's going to be a tough task because um, obviously Deshaun Watson has given us problems in the past before when he's played. He's tough, he's accurate. When he moves around in the pocket, he makes things happen, and he just has to get used to playing there. Now, Jameis is out there. It might be a little revenge factor for Jameis to won't get that W and put the Saints in an L column. So this is the interest. Let's say Jameis is out there against the Saints there. Can the Saints capitalize and get a W against a Cleveland club? This ain't old school Cleveland. This is actually a pretty decent Cleveland team. We had a pretty decent free agency period, and they ain't do too bad in the draft. So this was the game right here that kind of stumps me a bit when I was looking at the schedule. It's like I don't know what to think of that that Cleveland game. To me that might be a bit of a trap game, so to speak, because we feeling good about Atlanta. It's in trappy territory. It's nasty, stinking trappy territory. And what I mean by that, you beat Carolina, you finished them off, you beat Atlanta. Like it's we play Atlanta, we're gonna put a lot of energy and we're gonna be feeling good. And then we got Cleveland, and then the bye week is behind them. You see what I'm saying? It's literally a trappy game. It really is. So you coming off the high of knocking off Atlanta, and then you looking at Cleveland. Then behind them is the bye week where you could take a break. So we got to be careful with this Cleveland game, man. So I don't know about the Cleveland. That's the question mark. Y'all might have to help me pick that one. I'm gonna just put a question mark right there. I'll come back to that one. I'll come back to that one. And of course, we have the bye. The bye follows that game, but man, I'm kind of leaning toward a loss on that Cleveland game, to be honest with you. It's penciled in right after Atlanta win and right before a bye week. And I don't know. That one there kind of got me a little nervous. All right, so anyway, and then of course we keep going. After we come out the bye week, we got our first game of December. It'll be a week 13 afternoon game against the Rams. Now the Rams beat us last year. If we'd have beat the Rams, we'd have kind of secured a little situation. Went out there on, I think it was a Thursday night, and we lost the Rams game to them. It was a short week. But can we pay them back at home? We know Matt Stafford is, he getting a little older up there. We know that Aaron Donald retired, but they still got some weapons there. They still have that offensive mind out there of your boy running the team. He's still out there, and he's very much dangerous. And for the life of me, I can't see Dennis Allen beating him. You know what I'm saying? I can't. What's the man? What's the Rams head coach again? What's his name? Rams head coach. I forgot the man name. I'm drawing blanks tonight. Oh, what's his damn name? I can see his face. Sean McVay. There you go. McVay. This is going to be one of those statistics, one of those coaches games we talk about, like with the Harbaugh matchup. The Saints got to travel out there. They're at home taking on the Rams coming here. And McVay, it's a battle of McVay against Dennis Allen. And defense and offense, man. So it'll be up to Clint Kubiak to kind of to level it. Even though the Rams are not the juggernaut they used to be, but are they still good enough to kind of contend with the Saints? That one there, that one there is going to be a tough one, man. That one going to be tough. I'm gonna get that one a loss. That's gonna be a loss to me, fam. I have to put a loss on that Rams game. I don't know McVay. If McVay against Dennis Allen, I don't know. I'm gonna have to say that's a loss with the McVay game. Okay, and then December, the 8 noon matchup against the Giants. I'm gonna say that's a W, man. I think the Giants still trying to find themselves since a couple of years ago when they did what they did, but they done fell off the shelf since then. Daniel Jones, they tried to trade him, and I don't know what Daniel Jones is going to do. Most of the time, if he can stay healthy, he might be decent, but that's the up and down nation of it. They do have Malik Neighbors over there. They got a few pieces there. They still need a lot, though. So I think the Saints handle up on the Giants in week 14 and get the W. All right, then we got 4 more games remaining. That's an away game to New York, by the way, and it's late. in the season. So it might be it's going to be cold up there. Might be snow in the Giant territory going out there with the Giants. I still like the Saints to win the game. Might be a close affair or whatnot. I don't know if they're blowing them out, but I still like the Saints over the Giants in week 14 out there in New York, possibly in the snow. And then, of course, we got the Washington Commanders, Jaden Daniels. I'm my LSU guy. Jaden Daniels is going to moonwalk his way into the Superdome week 15. Got a young team. It's a lot of question marks around the Commanders, but a lot of people feel like the Commanders are headed in the right direction. This game right here, Jaden Daniels is a scrambling quarterback. He'll be 15 weeks into his rookie campaign. He done already established a repartee with some of his wide receivers. He got some pretty good ones up there. It's going to be interesting to see what the Saints can do. So, like I said, we got a few young quarterbacks here that we should be able to take advantage of. That Washington game in the Dome, man, with Jaden Daniels scrambling around. But see, the thing is, if Chase Daniels is healthy, if Carl Granderson is healthy, if Willie Gay, a lot of that scrambling around and moving around should be at least halfway hampered. Because that's the thing. When you have these scrambling quarterbacks, that was the Achilles heel that's been messing with the Saints for a while now, even when Coach Payton toward the back of his administration. Couldn't find a way to stop these scrambling quarterbacks from doing us harm. And Jaden Daniels is a guy that not only scrambles, but he's a guy that also he gets out there and he's kind of the fastest man on the field. He can throw on the run. And not only just he's lanky and fast, but he makes these cuts at full speed, and he could be a problem. So the Saints gonna have to be on their game against Jaden Daniels. And when I start looking at the Washington game, it kind of shades me with shades of RG3 beating the Saints in his rookie year. Remember that? And I'm like, no, man, please no. But our defense is better. I like what we got going on. I'm going to lean on the Saints on this side of things. I'm going to say the Saints going to get the victory over the Washington Commanders. Rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels. Shout out to Jaden Daniels. I think the Saints make it pop. And, of course, a couple of days before Christmas, that is December the 25th to 23rd, we have a night matchup, week 16, 7:15. Will be the night matchup against the Green Bay Packers. This will be in Green Bay. This will be a cold game, probably going to be snowing up there. And this is where I say the Saints going to get that loss. They're going to get that loss right there to Green Bay. I don't think they beat Green Bay in the snow. Now, I think they beat the Giants, but that's two different monsters altogether. We talked about McVay. They got Matt LaFleur up there, and then we're going to see these people. And I was hoping that these schedule makers would have did something like they did this past season, when if we have to see Green Bay, we see them earlier in the season, early in the season. I would have loved to see that, but they give you Green Bay in late December, and it's going to be snowing up there. So that's going to be a toughie for going to be a toughie. Oh, that's going to be a toughie for us against Green Bay. I'm going to have to give that one to the Packers. And then December the 29th, I think that I marked that down. Yeah, I got that as a loss. So hold on, let me recap right quick. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So far, I got 9 wins for the Saints at this current juncture of time. I got 9 wins. And remember, I'm picking it like they're doing what they're supposed to do. Like they solved some of the things that I brought up prior in the screen. Remember, I talked about, the confidence issues the team has. And most of the times when you start winning, you win the team over. How you behave, not just during the losing, but, how the preparation is. Let's say they iron out some of this thing. Let's say that Clint Kubiak, for a large part, had fixed some of the major things that hampered the Saints offensively. I'm going with that mindset into the schedule. So people like you got them. Right now they got 9, and there's still a question mark game that I have, which is the Cleveland Browns game. I hadn't called that one, which I'm kind of leaning on it being a loss because it's penciled in between us beating the Falcons and then that bye week. And I'm thinking they might be looking, they put out a lot of energy to beat the Falcons. They high. It's always at games when we do that, and then we get the Browns, and then we go into a bye. Usually that spells kind of problems with the Saints and whether or not we can keep our attention on the job at hand against Cleveland. That's why I'm kind of saying that might be an issue. That's a trap game, I'm thinking. And of course, the December the 29th matchup, week 17 against the Las Vegas Raiders in the Dome. Hadn't seen the Raiders in a while, man, and we get an opportunity to see them. And we know Coach Pierce runs them. They're going to be a gutty team. But I think the Saints are going to, damn, that's going to be a tough one there. Derek Carr wants to beat this team. He'll be motivated to beat the Raiders. So you got to add the Carr factor into it. He'll be motivated to beat this team. So I'm going to give the Saints a W right there. I think I think Derek Carr will be motivated to beat his old club and get that victory over them after us losing to the Green Bay Packers on the road. And of course, the final game of the regular season will be week 18 up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, I did pick the Saints beating the Buccaneers early in the schedule. I want to say we beat them in week number 6 at home. Now, I did say that I think that we split with the Bucks. I think we split with the Falcons. I think we sweep Carolina. That's just instinctually. But a lot of people don't believe in Baker Mayfield. You know, Baker Mayfield loses his offensive coordinator, Steve Canellis, to Carolina. Does the magic go with Steve Canellis there? Well, it didn't go with what's the quarterback from Seattle, man? Damn it. I don't know what's going on, man. I keep Seattle. Geno Smith. Yeah, it just popped up. I was about to hit the button. Geno Smith. You remember Steve Canellis helped Geno Smith out. So that magic didn't fade with him. And Baker Mayfield kind of lost his confidence. He talked about it, you know, and I'm pretty sure that they'll keep a similar system because I was listening to Coach Bowles. He was talking about that some time ago when Canellis got the job. He was happy for him, and they was asking, well, you know, such and such. Well, we're gonna try to, you know, keep everything, you know, try to make sure everything flows smooth, that kind of thing. So we'll see what he got going on, man. But I don't. It could be very well. I could be wrong on the Tampa Bay thing, but I think we split with Tampa Bay. I think the only team in the NFC South that we actually sweep will be Carolina. That's what I'm thinking. But you know, the following year, you ain't gonna be able to do that with Carolina. They're gonna have some shit for you. But I think I think we lose to Tampa Bay right there on the road. Now that's on the road, and right there. Let me see. Let me put all this together. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 victories right now. Man, you got to be kidding me. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the Cleveland game is will we get 10 with Cleveland either way? You know? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think the Cleveland game is really. I'm gonna give it to them. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna lean on them a little bit. If they do what they're supposed to do, let's give it to the Saints. Now that'll be 3 wins in a row going to the bye week, and that'll be extraordinary. But at the end of the day, we do have Clint Kubiak there operating, so hopefully we could be able to have some good offensive outputs. But usually that week 17 game, that's on the thing. Like I said, it's a trap game. You're coming off the win over Atlanta. You got Cleveland, and then right behind Cleveland, a bye week at week 12. And, you know, you might get short-sighted right there. That seemed like the Saints. So I'm going to give them the victory over Cleveland. But I was leaning to a loss. But that gives the Saints 10 wins. Now, that's them doing everything they're supposed to do. Now, there is a win on here that maybe I can kind of wrestle away from myself, like the other Tampa Bay win. They could very well sweep Tampa Bay. You know, they could if they own their game, but like I said, I think we kind of don't underestimate Tampa, man. We did that last year, and Tampa turned around. Now people saying that's just what they're gonna do. They're gonna beat. Nah, don't do that because Tampa Bay. I don't think Tampa Bay a fluke. I don't think they win the NFC South this year, but I still think they'll be pretty competitive. They still got a lot of weapons there. They're gonna retain some of that offensive system that they had. And like I said, man, I wouldn't underestimate Tampa Bay, you know. But nobody picked them to do a damn thing last year, and they came out there and handled their business and had Brother James at the last round table with his chest sticking out, talking mad confident. I was like, this not the same brother I remember. But shout out to brother James, man. But yeah, that's what I got, fam. Now listen. Now, if I was to pick it in the opposite direction, I'm not gonna go through the whole schedule. I probably would say if you were to go and look at what the Saints, and reverse the logic, like I talk about with the Saints handling all their business, and doing what they do. At the same time, like I said, it's Clint Kubiak does not cover up everything. He doesn't cover up everything. He doesn't, because even though it's Clint, he might be somewhat of a high degree of accountability. Your coach still not. So we kind of really, that's why I'm saying, when we look at it from the opposite angle or the opposite vantage point, things change a bit, because if losses start compiling and we don't do anything about it, like Dennis Allen is just, what is he going? He's going to go over there and tell Clint Kubiak something. He going to leave him alone. He ain't going to tell him nothing. Do you need anything? Such and such. No, he ain't going to tell him. He did that last year with Pete Carmichael. He just let Pete alone, left him alone. And Pete Carmichael come out for the press conferences and say the same shit over and over again. Same stuff, or like he was a robot, like he was mixed with Cyborg or something. He had the same program he was running over and over again. But like I said, if it was the opposite spectrum look, then, I wouldn't. I mean, you looking at the Saints getting 6-7 wins if it's the opposite way, because a lot of the stuff that the Saints would do would be self-inflicted. Like we would get up a lead on the team, but we wouldn't keep the lead. So like I said, Clint Kubiak, that's why I'm telling the family members, like, there's a lot of people saying that all we need is this, that, and the third with the offense. I'm like, man, we need a lot of stuff with the offense, but Clint Kubiak is not Jesus. He ain't a miracle worker. He's just the offensive coordinator. He's a smart guy, but my goodness, he got a lot of shit to do, man. I'm just going to be honest with you. That's a lot to do. He got we got plenty of talent. We always got the talent, but he has to establish mindset. He has to establish what we are, like identity, like team identity, team for. He's got to find the right collection of players to block for him, so Alvin Kamara can get to the next level, so Jamal Williams can get, so Kendre Miller and Taysom can handle their business to run the ball, because that's what it's going to be based on. He has to find the right collection of players to operate that system, and then they have to be successful enough to win enough games to keep it going, because they're going to have to be scoring 20, at least 26, 27 points a game. I want to say 24 to 28 points a game, somewhere in that sphere. And the defense do what they're supposed to do to kind of keep teams to between 17 and 20 points a contest, while the offense puts up anywhere between 24 to 28 points a game. That's a lot to ask for. And I know it's in Hoodie. Shout out to my dog Hoodie. He did put I did watch some of the stuff, what he was doing when he was with Minnesota. Yeah, just Jefferson buzzing. He had a few people. He had a lot of people buzzing. Their numbers was up high. But like I said, we gonna see. I got faith in Alvin Kamara in that running attack and Chris Olave and these guys. But like I said, we gotta get Carr on program, man. We gotta get him saying the right stuff, not holding the ball too long. And matter of fact, we just got to get him to turn around and hand the damn ball off. But the biggest question I got is offensive line. We need to find the right collection of players at the offensive line to not only protect the 33-year-old quarterback, but also to open up the lanes from the rushing attack. So this is paramount when I look at it from the opposite angle. So yeah, so that's what it looks like for me. Let me kind of bounce to the chat and see what the family members think there. Matter of fact, they got a poll up in the chat. A lot of people believe 41% of the pollers believe that the Saints will win 10 plus wins. And I just had 10. I just went over the schedule. Like I said, you got to remember too, when you're looking at these games, I try to kind of factor in. It's kind of tough to do these without seeing everything you're seeing. You're just going over the recollection of some of the stuff from last year and the talents that they added, and what your scouting work has done for some of these people, how they potentially could have them or kind of incorporate them into whatever offensive philosophy or defensive philosophy that they're utilizing. So it's a difficult thing to do. But in the end, the whole issue with the Saints, man, is staying on code, operating, doing what you're supposed to do. and stand scandal free. You know, yeah, Derek Carr not fussing at his wide receivers when he's at fault. Clint Kubiak has to wrap a lot of that stuff up because that stuff's still there. When the game time action start flowing again, and things get a little rough, he gotta quiet a lot of that stuff down. So that'll be interesting to see how the Saints can handle. But in that philosophy, if they win those 10 games right there, 10 games should be enough to get you into the playoffs. So in that scenario, if Clint Kubiak does everything he's supposed to do, he gets the Saints at least 10 wins, my count, in the playoff berth. What they're doing there, that's a whole nother issue altogether. But Clint Kubiak's offense, if it even looks similar to what he was doing in Minnesota, it could be lights out. But we'll see, man. It's a lot to ask for Clint Kubiak. So I'm gonna be paying a lot of attention to that. All right, shout out to the fam, man. Appreciate y'all. All right, let's hear from you guys. If y'all got any questions, fam, please feel free to throw them in the chat, man. We just hit over an hour. Please feel free to hit the question. Put a Q in front if you want if you got a question for me. Put a Q in front of there and let me know, man. All right, brother Rock says, "Sweeping Carolina, what you putting in the gumbo down there, Big Q?" I'm just saying, bro. I think out of the NFC South teams, bro, I think we can get Carolina. We're gonna beat y'all in week 1. We don't see y'all until week number 9. And like I said, y'all play tough out there, but it's y'all still a rebuild. I don't think, like I said, I think, and you got to probably agree with me. You probably see Carolina with at least 7, 8 wins. Maybe between 6 to 8 wins. I know some of my more commonsensical Carolina people believe it's the Carolina Panthers will have between 6 to 8 wins this season because it's a building process. We know where you're coming from last year, and then you're trying to get kind of level up. So I'm like maybe between 6 to 8 wins this upcoming year. So that's what I'm kind of pulling from. Yeah, I ain't have gumbo in a while, my brother. I wish I had some gumbo. It's a little too damn hot to eat that now. All right, Cody says, I say the Saints 9 and 8. Okay, as that comes with a playoff berth, Cody. All right, shout out to Vibing with the Johnsons. Thank you for the super chat. Says, when I heard Clint Kubiak say he wants to be great on 1 and 2 down, that sold me. All right, thank you, brother. Appreciate the super chat there. Vibing with the Johnsons. All right. 504 Coast says, don't believe the hype. Who that nation is not an easy schedule, but it's still possible to win 10 games. That's why I'm at. And, like I said, they got some toughies in here, like Mickey. Oh, at least some toughies. Toughies up in this schedule. They got some toughies. You got Kansas City in there, and a lot of people think Kansas City, Philadelphia is going to be tough. Kansas City going to be tough. Atlanta plays is tough because it's the rivalry. Dallas is going to be a tough game because it's a rivalry. The Sean Payton game is going to be fun because the Saints want to beat Sean Payton, so they're going to be leveling up for that game. I think the West Coast game, when we go out to see the Chargers, when we go out west and take on the Chargers and then bounce from the west we go from West Coast to East Coast because we play the Chargers in Los Angeles, and then after that game's over with, then we got to go the next week to Carolina to take on. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of stuff going on with that. Even though I still gave the Saints that. Now, don't get me wrong, Carolina, depending on how they look, man, how they play, things could change here. A few of these teams that we've seen as difficult teams could lose and the Saints could win. But however you want to mark it out, I still think the Saints get victories. I think they beat the Giants. I think it's a close one with Washington. I think they beat Washington. I don't see them beating Green Bay in the snow. I don't see that happening. And the Raiders game, I think the Saints could beat the Raiders because Derek Carr is going to be invested in that game. He wants to beat them. And of course, the Tampa Bay game at the end of the year to close out the year might mean something. So, we might have some kind of fight there. So, I mean, we'll see how it all shakes, man. But I got, man, with the Saints mind right and Clint Kubiak handled the majority of business, I can see 10 wins there. All right, Swag says, Q, looking good, bro. All right, thank you, bro. Appreciate you. All right, who that? Dude in me says, gonna be sick after week 1. All right. Young Blood 46 says, Q, do you think Kendre Miller will leapfrog Jamal Williams in the running rotation this season? It could very well be, bro. These are 2 different runners. Kendre Miller is a one-cut runner. Like his specialty, like if you watch him toward the back of the season, he was getting success where Jamal Williams wasn't getting success because he was making the initial tackle or miss. and then he was able to get to the second level. Y'all remember that? We go back and watch them games. I was breaking that down when we was doing our Patreon special. When we was playing the film, and I was like, man, Kendre Miller had a rhythm because he was making the first tackle or miss. He was making that first tackle or miss, and that's something that he's really good at. He finally got healthy because he had injuries all damn year. And then toward the back of the year, he looked more like himself in college. He's a big physical runner, and he has some elusibility to him. Jamal Williams more like a north-south one-cut runner. So, but Kendre Miller, like I said, it could very well possibly be that he can step him up, man, because like I said, man, Kendre Miller is a hell of a running back, bro, for real. That was a solid pickup by the Saints. Very solid. Larry says we could not win 10 games with an easy schedule and against no-name QB, 10 wins with this schedule, and QB don't see it, don't trust DA. And that's a part of it, Larry. Larry is, man, I can't dispute you, Larry. You know, and a lot of people, don't let people shame you either, family, when y'all feeling like this. Like, man, listen, man. Don't forget what these head coaches done did. Don't let people, because I don't know how people be thinking. I really don't. I don't get it. You know, I'm not disparaging their thinking, but I'm just saying I don't understand it. Maybe I'm not supposed to, because you got to remember what the hell happened. You got to remember your history. You know, remember what happened. And I don't throw it out once the season starts like it was so bad we had to throw it. No, a lot of it you don't want to remember, but you got to, because it helps make the vision for this year clearer. Are you going to be repeating the same dumbass mistakes that we made last year? You're going to be reminded of why you lost. It's not just because you want to throw it out don't mean that it went away. You got to identify the things with the Saints, and we don't put it all on Pete Carmichael. It wasn't all Pete Carmichael. Why wasn't Pete Carmichael pulled out of the situation and Ronald Curry given opportunity to guide the offense? Why that didn't happen? Huh? Who was the head coach of the team? He had the power. Why didn't he do that? Even though he promised you those three to make three, changes to the offense 3 times, and he never did a damn thing. You see? So at some point, you got to point to the guy that has the power to control of the team. Why he didn't do that. When people were saying that, I was saying that the whole year. We need to change this stuff around in here. We need to let this man call it this, that, and the third. When the offensive line was stinking and stumbling, the whole offensive line looked bad. That's coaching. That's coaching. Why wasn't Marone shifted out and Jari Evans put in control just to change things up? Just to change it up. None of that happened. He kept everything the same until the Saints went out of an opportunity to win the playoffs. But then come back and say, we got a new offensive coordinator. That should fix it. The man not exhibiting what he's supposed to exhibit, and you're expecting the team to win despite his downfall, but besides his faults. Will it? Only time will tell, fam. But he still got to be the head coach. He still got to pull the trigger on the moves. He still got to do what he got to do during the season, during the goddamn games when they count. That's when it really matters. That's when you're supposed to do it, when it counts. And don't tell me you pissed at the end of the season because you failed. And you failed because you didn't make any adjustments when you're supposed to. You didn't pull those guys out of there. You didn't shift shit around. It just we can't get away from that, man. Ignoring it, you're gonna repeat the lesson and you're gonna look like a dumbass. And the great Saint think tank is not a bunch of dumbasses. I promise you that. KT says, Q, any chance we fire Dennis Allen during the season and promote Kubiak to the coach? It is a chance, bro. The Saints bomb out. The Saints fired up in the season and they go on a losing streak. That can make it plenty hot for Dennis Allen. Like we say, for instance, the Saints lose 6 or 7 games in a row, which I don't think that's going to happen. But if it gets to a point like if the Saints beat Carolina and then they just start losing and they lose like 6, 7, or 8 games in a row, bro, yeah, he can definitely get out of here. When he started the season or the regular season off, they're going to be writing articles. The number 1 coach on the hot seat will be Dennis Allen. He's the number 1 coach on the hot seat. He's definitely that. So it's definitely that. All right, Hoodie, my boy Hoodie says, Q, I thought you were tired and wasn't going to. Yeah, I know, Hoodie. Yeah, I know. Y'all giving me the energy, my brother. I know. I'm getting some of that energy from you, my brother. I know you be working your ass off. You got 2 and 3 full jobs. I think Hoodie is part Islander, man. He got all that work he doing. Jay Survive says Dallas and Philly back to back going to be tough. Yeah, I know, bro. Yeah, this is true. Art Brother Arvin says Carr will prove the haters wrong now that Kubiak will use play action motions outside zones in the scheme. And that makes any quarterback look good. That's why I was like, um, the system is it's a very nice system. A lot of the motions to trick and confuse the defenses. You know, you got double motions to the left or right. You don't know, they don't know what's going on. They're shifting and tipping their hand. And then we have to capitalize off that. But yeah, it's a beautiful system. And like I said, it's based, it just we gotta run that ball, man. We do that, we'll be all right. All right, praise Yahweh, is that right? But Carr takes 2 years to learn the system or not learn, but his second year always better than first. Not good news since we have a new system. I know, bro. Ain't that something? Ain't that he just picked up the last one, then we changed up for the new one. Swag says, I'm willing to give Dennis Allen a chance with his players. I will reserve judgment until week 9. Thank you, Swag. Who that says, I'm optimistic with a new look offense. The old offense got stale. 100. Yes, indeed. Arvin says, let DA handle the defense and Kubiak will handle the offense and we will be all right. All right. I hope you're right. Hope you're right. Inevitable says, okay, on the, yeah. Yes, Salah, Robert Salah in New York. Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah. Yes, but a lot of people giving him a nod or saying, well, they're giving him a little time because of the Aaron Rodgers situation. If Aaron Rodgers is 100% healthy, the Jets are a different looking team. Everything was based around Aaron Rodgers being healthy. And when he got hurt in that first game, their season went down quick. So, you know, I think they're going to be a little bit more patient with him versus a Dennis Allen. But at the end of the day, you know, he's on that seat too. Arvin says, realistically, I can see us going 12-5 at best with DA being a great defensive play caller. And now that Kubiak is going to have creativity in his offense, but I have us going 10-7. I think 10 wins is cool. 10 wins is good. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, Larry says, show me. Yes, there you go, fam. That's right. All right. Hoodie says, what about the motions? It tells you about the cut. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right. He says you swing Shaheed from the right side to the left. DB follows there. That shows man, that tips they had in man. DB doesn't follow them in the zone. Right. He helps QBs out a lot. Yeah. And then we gotta, of course, once we recognize that, Hoodie, the big part of the game is we didn't have to recognize it and take advantage of it. That's another part of it. So we got to take advantage of what we're seeing. And you're right. It does force your defense, the defenses to tip their hat and see what they got going on. This is true. You know, and to be honest with you, that's why the 49ers are a difficult team to beat because, you know, they force teams to do that. So you got to just, man, it's going to be fun, man, watching the defense and the offense practice. That's what really you're going to see in the smoke, to see the defense and the offense practice with the two schemes going at each other. Because really, if the Saints defense can, when Clint Kubiak really gets it going and the defense stays with him on that, that could be a big help to the defense and how they play these guys. So we'll see how it goes. All right, Larry says hit it. I don't remember what button it is. Hey, bro, come on now. I don't. Let's see. I think I ain't hit it in a while, bro. Let me see if I got the right one. Hey. A lot of people thinking that's what it is. That's what they want here, man. I was hitting that damn button all damn last year. All right, Tuck says both Rodgers and Cousins coming off Achilles injury. Who gets more wins, Jets or the Dirty Birds? That's interesting. I'm gonna say the Jets because of the obvious answer. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to see the Falcons get any more than what they got. All right. Bobby says, Q, where's Smoke Monday? I don't know, bro. I don't Smoke Monday is I don't think Smoke is, let me hold up. Because I don't think he's on the team anymore. I know Smoke Monday used to be on the Saints squad. I don't know. Let me see. Let me check that. They got him still listed as a member of the Saints. I don't remember him getting he show damn ain't listed on the unofficial depth charts or something. Maybe they left him out by mistake. But yeah, you're right. That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know where Smoke Monday at, man. Did somebody steal him off the practice squad? Because he damn showing on the active roster. I'm gonna have to look into that, bro. That's a good question, man. I don't know. I don't know. Y'all got the answer for that one. I'm gonna have to look into that. All right, Slim says the first 5 games said Saints better make some early noise because if they don't, I'll have them at 7-8 wins. We still have Dennis Allen as the coach. All right, thank you. All right, yeah, Tuck. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with the Jets on that. They have absolutely no impact of what we got going on. So if I give it the other way, that so okay, Hoodie says he's okay, he's in it. He's in it. The CFL. Really? Okay. That one got behind me. Last season. That's right. Thank you, Carl. Appreciate you. All right. That one got past me. All right. Hot Love says word left side offensive line concern of DC pickup system. Okay, I got you, Hot Love. Appreciate that. Plays for the Montreal Alouettes. Is that correct? That's a weird name. Yeah, Alouettes like a bird. All right, but yeah, thank you, Hood. Appreciate you, bro. All right, yeah. You worried about the left side, the left tackle position? Indeed, a lot of people got their kind of stuff going on right here with the Saints. Put the unofficial depth chart up here, fam, with this one, and then I'm gonna get ready to get on up out of here. But yeah, if you take a look at what they got going on here, man, the offensive line, and you see Tulis Fuaga right here at the left tackle, left guard's Ali Udo, Eric McCoy, Cesar Ruiz, Ramczyk. I don't think Ram plays, man. I think this position more than likely be Penning. It also could be Landon Young. Now, of course, I'm saying Penning because when you take these first round draft picks, you've got to play them. You can't continue to have Penning on the team, and he's not going to be a starter. He's a first rounder. You got to put him there, and they're not going to put him at a guard position because they got vets that going to operate the guard position with Ali Udo, Shane Lemieux. Who's the guy we just picked up? It's Nick Saldiveri you can throw in there as well, and the offensive line we picked up the other day. What's his name? Lucas, who can be a center or a guard for you. So these guys will be competing for that other guard position, opposite of Cesar Ruiz. But if you're the tackle and Ramczyk can't go, and more than likely he's not, it'll more than likely be Penning or perhaps Landon Young. So how Landon Young's, I think he's on the last year of his contract. Landon Young has to step up and see what we can do. I know he played guard, he played some tackle, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, it's that's the nervousness a lot of people have, is that the Saints offensive line has a lot of young talent there. And like I said, if Clint Kubiak and John Benton, who's the offensive line coach, can get these guys on the same level, we might be looking at something, man, because it's not like these guys don't have any talent. They didn't look Penning didn't look good last year. But to be honest with you, most of the time our offensive line didn't look good. Even our established guys didn't look good. A lot of that, I think, was Doug Marone's system got stale. They stopped listening. A lot of it, they didn't play with any fire consistently over the season. It was just trash. But John Benton, however, comes here, install a new system. He don't know who's going to be who. Give these guys an opportunity to step up, see what they can do, and perhaps somebody can make a name for themselves. Talisa Fuaga, and we know he's going to be good. Ken Trevor Penning, rediscover who he was with that aggression that he played with in his first year here. Can he gain that confidence back? Can they be somebody here that's an X factor from the offensive line in terms of the tackles? Can Landon Young be an X factor? How good is he to challenge Penning? Like I said, the Saints want to get value out of their first round draft pick. So that's why I'm saying a Fuaga and a Penning there if Ramczyk can't go. That's just the business. You gotta justify the pick and see if the guy can play. You can't bury him on the team. If he's healthy, he gotta play. That's just what it is. Or there'll be a million questions coming at the coach every damn week about why Penning's not on that field. Arvin says Carr learned John Gruden's system quick. He'll learn Kubiak's creative scheme quick. Yeah, it could be. I think it'll help because I think that it'll be more focused on them running the ball and Derek Carr kind of operating that system with play action. And most quarterbacks, they'd be able to pick that up, that play action stuff up, and then his instinct take over. He's a gunslinger. He like throwing that ball deep. You'll have an opportunity to attack downfield when the Saints start running that ball properly. It just makes everything so much easier. It really does. All right, why did they release Shaq Davis? Wasn't he pilfered off the? No. I forgot how Shaq Davis thing. I think the Eagles got Shaq Davis. The Saints released him, or was he pilfered off of the practice squad by the Eagles? Yeah, yeah. This happened like January, where the Eagles signed him. I want to say, yeah, the Saints just let him go. Yeah, the Eagles signed Shaq Davis to a reserve future contract. Yeah, they signed him. The Saints just let him go. I guess they felt like they could find somebody else. They do that from time to time. All right, what's up, Ro? How you doing, fam? Appreciate you for being here, man. Tim says we won games with Garcia and Camp. Yes, boy, that was awful. Max Garcia is trash. Cam Irvin is not much better. He may be a little better, but I don't ever want to see Max Garcia back here again. Hoodie says, crazy. Thank you. Saints defense held 49ers offense to 13 points. This is true. So that defense is going to be sharpened up for our offense and make them stronger and better. Yeah, those practices are going to be pretty good, man. It's going to be pretty eventful watching that happen, man. For real. All right, Inevitable says, I still don't know why we released Jalen Smith. Yes. It's also, I mean, the Saints got a history of doing silly stuff like that, man. They really do. All right, yeah, I see it, Hoodie. Hoodie sent me a text message. Dumber and Dumber, Willie Green and Dennis Sal. That's wrong to do Willie like that, bro. That's wrong. That's wrong to do Willie like that. Willie's not dumb. It's just, but Willie's stubborn. That's the problem with Willie. Look. No, Willie Green, the head coach of the Pelicans. He's not dumb. He's stubborn. You know, he's just stubborn, man. He's a stubborn dude, man. And that stubbornness will get you in trouble, man. He's too stubborn to have that short resume. Pelicans said, what's up, Pelicans? Noel, how you doing, fam? Appreciate you. Yeah, Willie called a stray. Yeah, they kind of correlating him and Dennis Allen together. But at least Willie got his team to the playoffs. It wasn't hitting on nothing. I mean, they got in there, won 49 games, and people ran his ass up out of there. Oh, yeah, I know they did it. Hoodie said, I ain't do that. He seen it on Twitter. I got you. I know you ain't do it, brother. All right. But yeah, man, that was Willie is, man. Anyway, we'll be doing the Pelican post-game report tomorrow. Anyway, we'll be going over the latest stuff and open up the phone lines on Friday just for our pale faithful. All right, so anyway, with that being said, fam, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Listen, I appreciate y'all for chiming on this episode of the show. Y'all, please feel free to hit the like button. Feel free to hit the subscribe button and share the show on your social media feed. Listening on Twitter, give us a retweet. Instagram, thumbs up. Facebook, shout out to you guys. And listen, fam, we'll pop back up here. I'll probably see maybe on the weekend. We'll see. Maybe I open up the phone lines. We'll see. A lot of stuff going on this weekend, boxing wise. I want to see that fight, the heavyweight fight between Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury. Tyson looking a little scared, man. He didn't want to stare down Alexander Usyk. Alexander Usyk standing up there looking at him, and Tyson Fury doing every other thing, posing and every damn thing else. Is he in his head? Is he taking up space in his head? This is the most skilled fighter Tyson Fury ever fought, and I'm not talking about Klitschko. This guy had no disrespect to Klitschko. Klitschko didn't fight the fight that he was supposed to fight when he fought him the first time because Tyson is irky jerky, and he does a lot of feints and movements that throw you off. But Alexander Usyk's a slick fighter, man. He's a very slick, very skilled fighter, man. And this is gonna be interesting. This is for heavyweight supremacy, man. This is the undisputed. The last time this happened was when Mike Tyson, wasn't it Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis did it. Boy, that was so long ago. That was the last time that happened. Heavyweight unified, heavyweight undisputed unified champion happened with the one heavyweight had all of the belts. That was Lennox Lewis like 20 plus years ago. So, but history could be made again. We'll cover it on Ring Kings Boxing. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to get out on that, man. Listen, thank y'all for listening to me tonight. I appreciate you guys. Please feel free to hit the like button. Like I said, hit the subscribe button and share the show on your social media feed. And if you're listening to it on the replay, man, y'all put in the comment section below and let me know how you guys feel, what you think the Saints win total is going to be this year. And before I shut the stream down, shout out to all the voters. 140 plus people voted on the poll. 38%, it's kind of close. 38% of the people polled with the question, how many wins do the Saints get in 2024? 38% says 10 plus wins. 33% says 9 wins. 16 says 8, and 13 says 7 or less. So there you go. 38% of the people. That's kind of close, man. 38% and then of 10 plus. But Lisa's in that range of 9 to 10 wins. That's what I see too. You know, unless they catch fire. I hope so. Anyway, with that being said, let me get on up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all for chiming in, man. I'm going to holler at y'all on the next one, man. Much love. Who that to you, baby? Appreciate it. Hold on here. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. All right, peace.
Yeah. Huh? Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, 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 huh? Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shade for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy and you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, probably like this and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like this and I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Say they gon' beat them Saints. Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that?
WhoThatDaily.com. That's right, WhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, WhoThatDaily.com is your site. The WhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow.